So hello everyone, I am Sheetal, your student mentor from Hitbullseye, and today I will be talking about something that I believe is going to be extremely important in the language part of the upcoming CUET 2022 exam. And the topic is reading comprehension. So let us try to understand what is reading comprehension, what can be the questions from this part, and how to tackle those questions. We will also study what are the barriers when we approach a reading comprehension and how can we overcome those barriers. So let us begin now. So what is reading comprehension? Reading comprehension is the ability to read, process, and understand a text. Please notice that it is not plain reading. You should also process and try to understand what you are reading. So reading can be done on two levels. First one is word reading. That is, you're understanding the symbols given in the passage and the words they stand for. Second is language comprehension. That is, the language of the passage is comprehensible, understandable to you. Passages can be broadly of three types. That is, factual, literary, and narrative. Right? Factual passages are passages that convey information or facts about events or anything for that matter. Literary passages include excerpts from any piece of literature. It might be from drama, from poetry, or even from fiction. Narratives, these are passages from simple storytelling. Let us now look at the learning objectives of reading comprehension. The first one is speed reading. Obviously, because exams are time bound, you need to skim through the passage really fast. The second point is means should be reading, but the end should be comprehension. That is, you are understanding what you are reading. And the third one, an extremely important point, is overcoming the barriers to good comprehension. It is extremely important to avoid all those extra thoughts that come in your mind while you are reading a comprehension. These are all barriers while reading a comprehension, right? Let us now try to see what types of questions can be asked from reading comprehension. The first one is main idea. That is, the meaning or the main thought in the passage. Title should be the line that suffices the gist of the passage. Structure is the internal organization of the piece. Let us say if there are three passages or three paragraphs in the reading comprehension section, maybe the first passage talks about general idea about a topic. The second one talks about its disadvantages, and the third one talks about how to overcome those disadvantages. So this is the structure of the reading comprehension section. Tone is the mood or emotion of the author. If the author is being sarcastic, is he being sympathetic, right? Then there can be questions based on inference. That is, questions, answers of which you will find in the passage, but they're always hidden. They are implicit answers, hidden answers. Last one is factual questions. These are easy questions based on facts given in the passage. The preferable order of answering the questions should be this. Obviously, this is an individual choice, but according to my observation, one should approach the thematic questions first because these are the questions you generally make sense within one reading itself. Then you should go for the factual questions, answers of which you can find in the passage directly. And in the last, you should be solving the inferential questions because they take a little bit more time in comparison to these two. This is a tip for you. Read the questions and not the answer alternatives. Then read the passage and try to frame an answer because options sometimes can be misleading. We all agree with that, right? Now, because there are more than one passage in the exam, the overall strategy, according to me, to approach the reading comprehension section should be passages with familiar subject matter should be dealt first because they will take relatively less time. Then first attack should be on the first sentence of every paragraph and the last sentence of the last paragraph because it gives you a fair idea about what the passage is. And the last point is you should quickly skim through the rest of the passage. This will save you time and give you fair idea about the main thought in the passage. Now we will see how the examiners sometimes try to act smart by setting confusing and wrong options. What are wrong options? Wrong options can be the ones that contradict the main idea, that are completely against the main idea, and that will definitely be not the right answer. The ones that distort the main idea, and the ones that are true to point, not relevant to the question. Such kind of options are really appealing to us because they are true to some point, but we should not fall for them because they should be relevant to the question. And the last one is raising a topic not there in the passage. We should not go for options that talk about irrelevant topics. Now coming to the next slide, tell me, what are the barriers to good comprehensive reading? Not interested in reading. Isn't that true? In this era of social media, web series and movies, one is hardly interested in reading. Okay, so let us now look at some solid points as barriers in reading. The first one is lack of interest in reading. Right? होता है ना? We do not feel motivated enough to read something. Second one is poor vocabulary. It often happens that the passage and the language of the passage is not comprehensible to us because we do not have the adequate vocabulary required for it. The third option is lack of background knowledge. We often read passages about which we are completely unfamiliar. हमें background knowledge ही नहीं होता उस चीज का, तो हम उसे comprehend कहाँ से करेंगे, right? The next option is inner speech. इसका मतलब होता है खुद से बातें करना. We introspect about things. जैसे कि हम बोलते हैं, अच्छा ऑथर की क्या इंटेंशन थी, ऑथर ने ये लाइन क्यों लिखी. इससे लैग आ जाता है हमारी कॉम्प्रीहेंशन में एंड थॉट ब्रेक हो जाता है, राइट? द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज स्टिकिंग टू सर्टेन वर्ड्स इन द पैसेज. बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि पैसेज में हम रीड तो करते जा रहे हैं बट इन आवर माइंड वी आर स्टक टू सर्टेन वर्ड विच वाज मे बी इन द फर्स्ट लाइन और मे बी इन द सेकेंड लाइन. द लास्ट टॉपिक इज रिग्रेशन. इट मीन्स रिटर्न टू प्रीवियस आइडियाज. सो दिस हैपन्स कि हम पैसेज रीड कर रहे हैं और कंक्लूजन तक पहुंचते पहुंचते भी हम जो इनिशियली ऑथर ने कहा था उसी के बारे में सोच रहे हैं, तो उसे रिग्रेशन कहते हैं. सो वी हैव नाउ कम टू द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट स्लाइड फॉर टुडे, दैट इज हाउ टू ओवरकम द बैरियर्स टू गुड कॉम्प्रीहेंशन. द फर्स्ट पॉइंट इज दैट यू शुड स्टार्ट रीडिंग फ्रॉम वेरियस सोर्सेज टू बिल्ड इंटरेस्ट. You can start with reading fiction and magazines of your interest or blogs online, and then gradually move to weekly, monthly and editorials from a newspaper. Second point is to build a good vocabulary and background knowledge so that you can better understand the comprehension. The next one is integration and inference skill. This means that you should be able to join the dots in the passage and find those hidden and implied meanings. The next point is understanding language structure and connections. Obviously, to comprehend a passage, you should first be able to comprehend the language passage is given in. Knowledge and use of text structure is also a crucial point when it comes to attempting a passage. And the last point is comprehensive monitoring, which means that you should be monitoring and checking and improving your comprehension through extensive reading and practice. With this, I believe I have untangled some of the clusters in your mind and doubts regarding how to approach reading comprehension and questions related to it. This is no rocket science. You just have to stay calm and composed and approach the comprehensive piece with a clear and attentive mind. For more such updates regarding CUET 2022, stay tuned with our channel Hitbullseye and do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you.